Hey y'all, Nana here. I hope that everyone is doing well. I hope you're keeping safe and I hope you're keeping healthy. I myself, I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright. But let me tell y'all, I got some things to say. I got some things to say about Miss Foodie. I can't stop crying stream. Ooh, Lord, have mercy. Let me tell you, I caught just the end of this stream. I've caught up since then, but I'm going to be reacting to the part that I seen, okay? And it was kind of like the end bit, but I'm just sitting there like... So I'm going to go ahead and play the clip part that I recorded yesterday, because I'm like, I got some things to say. So, get a drink, grab a snack, because this is probably going to be a long one. Let's roll the footage and let's talk about it, okay? Here we go.
I feel like he just lost the want to do any YouTube along the way. Like, screw this crap, you know?
You ever stop to think that maybe, just maybe, he decided to pull back from the YouTube business because it got to be too much for him and it wasn't what he was expecting? When he first found you, he probably thought, ooh, wait, look at me. I got me a popular YouTuber, a famous YouTuber, because look at the numbers, look at the money that just pours in. I want that for myself. Well, you ain't famous. You ain't famous at all. No, you're infamous. That's what you are. You're infamous for being a messy, nasty fool on the internet. And I'm sure that's not what he signed up for. Oh, no. He probably thought you were popular and those numbers meant people liked you. Not realizing that what you attract is negativity, drama, and that's about it. And maybe he got tired of it and that's not what he wanted for his YouTube career.
It's like, who cares about the haters at the end of the day and your reputation? Who gives a shit? Honestly, who cares? Like, it's the internet, like, you know?
That's rich coming from you. Oh, yeah. Because you know the haters are your biggest supporters, right? They're the ones that keep you in the limelight. If it wasn't for them, nobody would know who you were. You just, fizzle away. But it's the haters that keep you afloat, and you care what the haters have to say. But this part about the reputation, let me tell you, that's what had me losing my shit yesterday, okay? Because I'm screaming at the screen like, excuse me, what? Excuse me, what? You don't give a damn about your reputation, because your reputation is shot, girl. It is shot. One little Google search. Woo! I wouldn't want that. I want to have a good reputation for myself, because when I leave this world, I want to leave a positive mark on this world. And maybe Slaw, although his reputation is tainted in this little area of YouTube, maybe he's come to his senses and say, hey, I don't want to be the butt of all jokes as I am in girl world. So yeah, to many of us out here, reputation is everything. A good reputation.
We could have made more money doing couples videos. It wasn't like we weren't rich, but who knows? If we kept working at it. It's like it makes more sense to do that than to worry about what you're going to do in Syria.
So you thought it was better for him to just loaf around, neglect his family, neglect his house, neglect life, to sit around making videos with you on YouTube. Crazy.
I didn't say it was all on Salah. I'm not blaming him. It's the way he's acting now is weird.
What you mean he's acting weird? Weird why? Because he ain't jumping when you snap? He ain't jumping through hoops for you? What you mean he's acting weird? If you ask me, he's acting like a divorcee. See, y'all don't have kids together. You don't have a mortgage. You ain't got car payments. You don't have nothing together. I mean, you're a world away from each other. What do you want him to be? Be there at your beck and call? No, he's acting like a man who has just divorced his wife. Ain't nothing weird about it.
It makes me feel like yes, like it's like with the divorce papers behind my back.
Behind your back. You knew that there was a divorce impending. Cuckoo.
I feel like this is all intricately detailed and talked about with his family. And it's like...
So let me get this straight. Now you're trying to put the blame on his family for this divorce. You announced to everyone that you were separating. Come on now. And you say, oh, it's probably him, they were talking amongst each other. Ask yourself this, what is it that he was saying to his family about you? Because they wasn't talking to you. There's that language barrier, right? You'd only been in Syria, 3 months? So he was doing the talking. What was he complaining about? What was he telling them? Your nasty habits, how he was disappointed in this, disappointed in that. What was he saying to his family that got them to back him in his decision to divorce you. And I know you like to say that, oh, people in the Middle East, they don't gossip. They don't gossip. Bullshit. All the aunties, all the nanas, we all gossip. Hell, the men gossip. The men are worse gossipers than us, let me tell you. Ask him, what was you saying to your family about me? Then you might get your answer as to why you ain't sitting in Syria. Because let me tell you, if they thought you were a good fit for him, you'd be sitting in Syria right there with Julia. But you ain't.
I don't know how the women do that, man, with all the family, every single family member up their ass and around the corner.
Let me tell you something here. That look of disgust when you made that statement right there says it all. Oh, yeah, it sure does. But let me tell you this right now, okay? It takes a strong woman to get up every day and provide for her family. It takes a strong woman to be there, to care for her family. It takes a strong woman to put her needs aside for the needs of her family. And that is a strong woman you never will be because you never want to do that. But more than that, these women that you're putting down right now are some of the strongest women that you'll probably ever come across in your life. To live in the conditions that you have seen firsthand, and you want to put them down for putting their family first? Are you for real? Now I see why they backed up his divorce, because you will never be one of those strong women. You could never be on the level of those strong women of Syria.
I would go nuts, man.
You would go nuts, but here you are crying because you're going nuts because you're alone with your own self, because you can't stand yourself. But those people you just dissed, the strong women of Syria, you just dissed for having family values. Now you're crying because you missed that. You need help. You really do.
He lets his family choose the way he lives his life, yep.
He lets his family choose the way he wants to live his life. Y'all, what? Come on now. You just let your buzzards gas you up into moving back to Canada to provide them entertainment because you wasn't giving them entertainment in Syria. You can't even decide what to order without running it past your buzzards. You can't make a decision without asking your buzzards. So who's running whose life? I mean, what?
I understand them just like wanting good for him, but
Again, his family wants better for him, good for him, right? And obviously, they decided, along with Slaw, that you wasn't good for him. Get that through your head.
I wasn't like the most pious, like modest, devout. You know, I said fuck all the time and swore a lot, and which is not good for a woman to do. In their culture.
You are correct. You were none of that. None of that. But come on now, don't sit there and say it was a cultural thing. Oh, it was in his culture. That's why they didn't like me, because I wasn't appropriate to his culture. It's not just culture. No, it's about having self-respect, having self-dignity. Come on now. I mean, okay, so you said the F word here and there, right? I'm not going to say I don't say the F word, but I ain't going to go up to someone and be like, hey, what the, and be like that. When I'm at home, I let loose, okay, but I ain't going to act a fool in public, okay? So it's not cultural. It has to do with self-respect and self-dignity and how you carry yourself. Don't sit here and blame it on his culture. You ain't got no self-respect, no dignity. That's the bottom line. Okay, that's the bottom line. Mm-hmm.
You guys think that's suspicious? Like, I think that's weird. His father flying in right away.
Is it suspicious that his daddy showed up after you left? Not at all. I mean, you did make the announcement weeks prior that you was going to be leaving, right? You kept on saying, I'm going to be back in Canada, I'm going to leave. So his dad said, all right, I'm going to hold off until she's gone, because I don't want to subject myself to that, and I don't want to make a scene. I don't want to be drama. I don't, we'll talk about her after she's left.
I'm like, are you getting remarried? But like, wouldn't he just tell me that? Like, why hide that from me? Why wouldn't he tell me that? What does it matter? Like, just tell me you're getting married.
Okay, now, did you want him to tell you this while you was still in Syria? That he was getting remarried? Well, had he done that, you never would have left. Now, are you demanding that now that you're in Canada, you want to know if he's going to get remarried? Well, you ain't privy to that. You ain't privy to that information. I'm sorry. That's none of your business. Now, had y'all had children together, sure, that would be your business because you'd want to know, that there's going to be a new mommy to your child, but that ain't the case. So, whether he's getting married or not, that's none of your business. And he don't owe you an explanation, nor an invitation.
He doesn't care about my feelings. If he cared about my feelings, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing.
Did you hear what you said right there? Let's rewind. Let's play it again.
He doesn't care about my feelings.
You are correct. He doesn't care about your feelings, and he doesn't have to care about your feelings. He is no longer your partner in life. He is no longer your husband. He's no longer your property. He's no longer concerned with your feelings because he's moving on. The same thing that you should be doing instead of sitting here wondering, why isn't he worried about my feelings? Because he ain't worried about it. Your feelings are not priority to him. He don't care. Move on.
It's like he was always seemed very caring.
Now, he ain't my cup of tea. I will say this. I do think the man cared. I do think he was caring. I think he did take care of you. I think he tried to encourage you to lose weight. I think he tried to encourage you to act a certain way, behave a certain way. I think he wanted to see positive changes. You're the one that poo-pooed that. You're the one that put out that flame. So you only got yourself to blame. I mean, you kept on shitting on everything he wanted to do for you that was positive. So, I mean, you could thank yourself for that.
And like maybe someone said, maybe he does care. But just doesn't want to be in it anymore. Which is fine. I wish he would just come out and say that. Like, just say it.
What do you want the man to do? He served you divorce papers. That right there is a telltale sign that he's done. He's not answering your calls. He's seeing you upset. He ain't coming running to your rescue. What more do you need, girl? Divorce papers, that's it. Show's over. What do you not understand?
He was at the bottom of the food chain. Yeah, because people in Kuwait marry into money. Or are born into money, that's why. It's not his fault he was bottom. Actually, he wasn't bottom of the barrel. He had a job, he had a car, he made money. He could only do what he was limited by the country to do. So I don't know how that's an insult.
For you to sit there and say all that and know all that and understand all that and not see that things are so different for Salah now, I don't understand what's not clicking for you. Now he is seen as somebody, right? He's got a house. He's got a supportive family. He's embraced his family. He's embracing his culture, and you don't like it. You don't like it because things are so different. Think about the amount of pride that man must have now. You ever stop to think about that? No. Instead, what you say about, we don't have alone time. He's like too much in his family. The man must be happy to feel like he is accepted, to feel like he belongs somewhere, rather than being told, you've got limitations for this and that. But you can't understand that. You can't comprehend that. Because had you been able to be sympathetic to that and understand, like, wow, he finally belongs somewhere, maybe you would have tried to work it out rather than be like, I'm leaving because I don't have you all to myself.
But I'll cheat and get bangs, I know. Look at my hair.
Yes, girl, get bangs. Get bangs. Look, I'm going to be nice here, okay? I found this haircut right here. I seen it, and I thought, you know what? That looked cute on you, I think the cut would be nice. A little spunky, something fresh. Yeah, I think that would suit you. Yeah, See, I can be positive.
All cheating stuff, we got all past all that crap. And I decided to stay and move on, and, I would bring it up all the time. And he was so fed up with it. That's another major thing he didn't like. Drove him nuts.
That right there ain't gonna be beneficial to anybody's relationship. Look, if you cheated on and you tell that person, okay, I forgive you, we're gonna move forward, we're gonna move on from it, we're just gonna continue like nothing happened, but you keep on throwing that shit in their face, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Obviously it didn't work because you said you was doing it and you got tired of it, right? But let me tell you this, where you messed up was with the whole Kybella situation. You came on, you were so mad, you hate man, you can't believe this, and you were so upset, your heart was crushed, right? But then you went running back to him. But not only did you go running back to him, You went on your community page and you made a big old post of me to try to pass it off like his apology. Come on now, perfect sentences, punctuation. We all know that wasn't him. You tried to cover for him there. And not only that, you went and made a video and said, oh, he's in a repressed culture, so I understand his cheating. I understand what he had to do because, he's so repressed. He just had to get it out somehow. You excused it. And what you did there was you gave him the green light. You said, wow, not only can I cheat and she gonna forgive me, but she gonna come to my defense and cover for me. You gave him the green light. Cheating for me is a no-go. Nope. Don't even talk to me about it because there ain't no talking about it. There ain't no negotiating about it. There ain't no getting over it. There ain't no forgiving over it. There ain't no getting past it. There ain't nothing. Just grab your bag and get the hell out. This was doomed from the beginning, okay? The man's a player. The man has been a player. Dipping his chip and wherever he could dip his chip, okay? Have a little bit of self-dignity. I know it's hard for you to find some, but dig deep. And stop this moaning and pissing and moaning over this man who's obviously moving on with his life. And if he comes around for payday, girl, you know it's all about the money. It's all about the money. All right, well, I have rambled on enough, so that's going to be it for me, and that's going to be it for this video. Y'all take care, and I'll see you real soon.